The war between the United States and Iran has entered a new phase in recent weeks, after Iranian attacks on American bases in the region, which killed at least 3 American soldiers and wounded nearly 100 others. Since July 7th, President Donald Trump has made it clear that there is no interest in talks at this time. Trump needs to send a strong message to the Tehran regime and restore American credibility with allies and the American people themselves, to avoid any sign of hesitation that could weaken control over the situation. In the last few hours, military observers have recorded significant movement of American planes heading toward the Middle East. Dozens of fighter jets and tanker planes are being sent to the region, with a considerable part of the repositioning directed to bases in Israel. This flow includes F-16 fighters, transferred from Europe, and F-35s coming from other theaters of operation, as well as reinforcements of planes and aerial refueling. The movement is not routine and comes right after the recent Iranian attacks that caused direct American casualties. This repositioning of air forces represents a clear sign of operational preparation. It increases the United States' power projection capability in the region, allowing for longer-range missions, greater tactical flexibility, and a rapid response to threats. With additional tanker aircraft and refueling, the planes can operate for extended periods without the need for intermediate landings, which is essential for operations and precision in Iranian territory or against moving targets. The current moment directly recalls what happened earlier on February 28th. In those days, American and Israeli forces launched a coordinated series of airstrikes that eliminated the then supreme leader of Iran, Ali Khamenei, along with several high-ranking commanders of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the General Staff, and the Ministry of Defense. The operation was described as a surgical strike that decapitated leaders, important figures in the Iranian chain of command, and temporarily disrupted the regime's response capability. Today, with the new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, there are consistent reports that he is not currently on Iranian territory. Information indicates that he is undergoing medical treatment, possibly outside the country, after injuries sustained in the initial attacks in February. His prolonged public absence, with no verified appearances for months, reinforces the perception of instability at the top of the Iranian leadership. The combination of these factors suggests that the United States may be preparing for more targeted actions against remnants of the Iranian leadership or against command and control centers that still pose a direct threat. It's not just about defensive reinforcement. The deployment of dozens of advanced aircraft, especially to bases near Israel, significantly increases the options for surgical strikes or greater escalation against high-value targets. This kind of air deployment allows for several simultaneous possibilities. First, it reinforces air superiority over key areas of the Gulf and the Levant. Second, it creates conditions for the suppression of Iranian air defenses at specific points. Third, it paves the way for precision operations against underground bunkers or even mobile missile and drone installations that Iran has used to attack American bases and allied targets. If you want to keep watching this video in full and have access to exclusive content that is not available to the public, become a channel member. Just click this button right here. President Trump, when he declared that if Iran keeps attacking and killing American soldiers, they will pay for those deaths many times over. He delivered this clear message of proportional retaliation as a deterrent. This stance by Trump was conveyed directly to the top military commanders, including the Secretary of Defense and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. This indicates that the American response will not be limited to limited strikes, but will see concrete results that reduce Iran's ability to continue attacking American forces and their allies. This new phase of the war brings additional tension because Iran has already demonstrated the ability to attack American bases in Jordan, Iraq, and other locations with missiles and drones. The recent incidents, including the death of specific American soldiers at bases in Jordan and Iraq, have increased the human cost for Americans and are pushing for a response that goes beyond passive defense. At the same time, ongoing American operations to protect the Strait of Hormuz show that the strategic goal includes keeping maritime routes open and preventing Iran from using control of oil as a weapon. Military analysts note that the current repositioning of aircraft is not an isolated event. It adds to a series of American actions in recent nights, including repeated strikes against missile sites, drones, and Iranian command centers. This pattern suggests a strategy of gradual degradation combined with the possibility of more decisive strikes if the regime persists in attacks against American interests. In other words, leaders could be eliminated. What is at stake right now goes beyond a one-off retaliation. An operation that directly targets the remaining Iranian leaders, similar to what happened on February 20th and 28th, could significantly alter the internal balance of the regime. At the same time, any major escalation carries the risk of an asymmetric response through proxy groups, or even attacks on multiple fronts. This would require the United States and also its main ally, Israel, to coordinate even more precisely, completely eliminating any reaction from the Iranian regime. Become a member to watch this full video and receive exclusive content that is not available to the public. You can find this option here on the Become a Member button. Now, I want to know your opinion. Do you believe Israel will enter the current phase of the conflict? Subscribe to the channel here and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos.